let's talk more about Macedonia's bid for European Union membership. Minister of Foreign Affairs Nikola Popolski joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us. Great to have you here. Now, this came out just a couple of hours ago, just a few hours ago. It's not for the first time that they've said you can begin the negotiations, but there are hitches. There are stumbling blocks, and foremost among them is the so-called name issue, a dispute with Greece over Macedonia. Any progress on that front?
Well, I think that the most significant thing is that it has been assessed that we are ready to. Obviously, this is a process, and we are really engaged in it. And the main issue that you have mentioned with our southern neighbor has been blocking our progress for quite some time. I think we are engaged in this process, and we really believe that we can overcome it. What we are hoping for is that we get similar kind of signals from Greece as well.
Well, you were at the United Nations General Assembly back in September, and on the sidelines you requested, you got a meeting with your Greek counterpart, or with Greek officials. What did they tell you?
Well, actually, I think that what is quite understandable is that Greece is facing some difficult challenges back home. So obviously the name issue in Macedonia is not the priority number one. Still, the accession to the European Union and NATO is our priority number one. What can be extremely helpful, and this is the message that we have convened as well, is that we make sure that the engagement, the process that allows us to make steps further in the integration with NATO and European Union is kept alive. And this is substantial. I believe that these messages are really taken on board, and Greece can show some commitment to the role that it's playing in the region as the oldest European Union member state, and this will help also to stabilize the region. It will help Greece on one side, it will help us also to make progress on this road.
Let's be honest about this. When you talk about changing the name of Macedonia, you've got your own people to consider too. They're not in favor of a change to become Northern Macedonians, to use some other name.
We had never an intention to monopolize the use, and I think that this is quite essential. Our constitutional name is a result of a democratic process, and I think that this should be respected. The fact that someone else can define itself according to its own parameters is a democratic right, but it should in no way be a reason for an obstruction to the integration of Macedonia into the European Union and NATO. That's
all
a
right.
fact.
Well, this is something that's got to be left to the diplomats, it's got to be left to the historians. There are many other issues that you're trying to tackle, among them press freedom. As you worry about, getting into the EU, these are some of the core issues that come out there. You must talk to your colleagues in the government and express to them, this is a problem, this is a barricade, what can this government do about it?
We're working hard actually on all the reform processes, and the one that you're mentioning is obviously part of them. The diagnosis has shown that it is a general problem in the region, and there is space for improvement in this area. We're quite committed to make this happen. One major obstacle is probably the size of the market, and one should objectively assess that probably there are too many actors for such a small piece.
Now, there's only 2 million people here,
Indeed.
and there's a lot of media.
Indeed.
All
Indeed.
right.
So this might help you to generate some competition, but it might make your business non-viable in the longer run, which means that quality is the one that should determine how many actors we will have on the market.